Morning, everyone, and welcome to Knitique in Elk Grove, California, and KnitiqueYarns.com, coming to you live on Fabulous Friday. That's what we're going with.
Yay!
So we have a very full video for you this morning. We'll talk about Danielle's birthday giveaway, the grand prize, the daily prize, new yarn, well, new colors of an awesome yarn, as well as the other colors of the yarn, because we can't just talk about just the new ones. So we will talk about all of that somehow in an hour, less than an hour.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, my shoulder scrunched up a little weird when I stood in front of the fan. The fan apparently turned my shawl into a kite. Whoopsie. Funny. I was like, oh, that looks weird. Okay, much better. All right, so we'll start off with talking about Danielle's birthday prize, which is one skein of the wonderful Cashmere Ombre 2-ply. It is, I believe, 720 yards of 100% cashmere, Italian cashmere. It is so soft, it feels like knitting with air. It's the best thing I've ever knit with in my life. And then we have the coordinating beaded silk and sequins with the clear beads. So it's just got a subtle sparkle. Actually, I think this is just beaded, no sequins. Yeah. This is just the beaded, which actually has a little bit more yardage. These are both in the limited edition LYS Day colorway that is retired at this point. So I think we have a tiny bit left of it. Don't look. I think we have a tiny bit left of it. I told her don't look because Danielle rearranged some things last night, so it's not there.
Yeah.
But so if you're like, I can't handle not knowing if I'm going to get that yarn, you can order it before we run out. But how you get entered into that one is every time you make a purchase through July 27th, which is the day before Boss Lady's birthday, then you will get one entry per purchase / transaction, whatever you want to call it. It includes online at KnitiqueYarns.com, over the phone with us, and here in the boutique in person. And then on her birthday, July 28th, we will draw to see who the lucky winner is. That way she gets to give away her own birthday present to one of you beautiful people. And unlike any state lottery, oh, I said the L word. Nobody tell the internet that nobody type it. That's, I think, where they really get you. So unlike certain contests that states run, there's a guaranteed winner. So it will not just continue to percolate and percolate and percolate. One of you is getting it on the 28th, no matter what. So get your orders in of the things that you've been procrastinating on and get yourself some entries. I know, Nancy, right? I'm like, oh, no, I said a bad word. According to the powers that be. I'm not even going to name the powers that be because that might get their attention. So
yeah,
we just try not to mess with the social media lords because they have more power than we do. All right, so then on to our grand prize, which I think I finally found a way to get all in one frame except the bag. The bag is holding everything together.
The bag is there too in the corner. You can see it right there.
Yeah, here's a little peek. But we have 2 skeins of our fabulous Linen Whisper line. This is a 100% linen. It is DK weight, 137 yards per skein. We have the colorways 1 fawn and 5 moss, 2 skeins of each, which is going to be enough to make multiples of the included patterns. You could make the 2-color Sportay cowl up here, which is just lots of stripes. Knit a row, purl a row with a little ribbing on the edges to make it less flippy. Or you could do a solid color or stripe. This would be really fun to stripe and do like an inch and change colors of the mesh fishnets cowl. Or you can do the SIlverpoint cowl, which has this beautiful elongated cable pattern. And depending on which sizes you choose of each cowl, you could potentially make all 3. You could make the smallest one of the striped one, 1 fishnets, and 1 SIlverpoint.
Nice.
So you could get 3 projects out of your grand prize. Then we have the adorable Less People, More Dogs socks. As we all know, fur babies are the easiest to get along with. And we also do carry these in, so we have these in stock in the dogs. We also have them in cats. So if you're a cat person, these are available for you also. But the prize has the doggy ones. Then we have a set of our rainbow locking stitch markers. There are 144 of them in here, so that potentially maybe you never run out. Then we have the drawstring bag filled with 4 of the wool dryer balls so that you can save some money while doing your laundry. It's kind of satisfying to listen to them bounce around in there too. It's like this methodic, like thunk, 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 thunk. It's almost like white noise. And then it will all be contained in this fabulous tote bag, generously gifted to us by our friends at Dream and Color, with our logo on the back. They customized it for us. So all of that amazingness is our grand prize for July. How you get entered is every time you make a purchase, whether it's big, small, class, yarn, gifts, what else?
Services?
Yeah.
Discount? Yeah, anything
Yeah,
that
blocking.
causes us to finish the transaction and hit complete. Anything and everything.
And it includes online at knitikeyarns.com. It includes in person. It includes over the phone. Basically, every time you check out is an entry for the entire month. So then on Tuesday, August 1st, we'll draw to see who the lucky winner is.
Nancy, you put peppermint on your dryer balls? I
Ooh,
love that.
that would smell really good.
I gotta do that.
I usually put lavender or lemon on mine. Like, if I want, like for my bed sheets and stuff like that, I tend to do lavender because it's a kind of a sleepy, calming kind of fragrance. There's lots of other sleepy, calming fragrances, so pick your own preference. And then for stuff that I want, like my towels, I tend to want a little brighter and more cheerful and awake feeling, so I tend to do like lemon. But you can have different sets of dryer balls and put different fragrances on. They do fade, so after you've run your dryer a couple of times, you could use the same dryer balls again with a different fragrance and it wouldn't mix. You just have to, pull them out and go, nope, doesn't smell anymore. New flavor. Very easy to switch it out. Oh yes, see, she said peppermint to wake up. It is, peppermint is nice and bright and refreshing. Okay, then for the daily giveaway, which we get to give away today, we have Danielle's Light as a Feather pattern, which is this really fun, I call it eyebrow lace because it makes these little arches. I don't know what it's actually called. But we'd originally done it with 2 really lightweight yarns double-stranded, so you can easily do it out of 1 skein of Art Yarns Merino Cloud, just as long as you want, go till you're almost out of yarn, do your inch of garter stitch at the end, and bind off. And we even have, this is a fun pattern where we wrote it to help you be able to use all of your yarn. So you do your border rows at the beginning, figure out how much you used, and then you know how much you have to have left to finish off the border at the other end. So you can use pretty much every last inch of the yarn, probably within like a yard. And how you get entered into our daily drawings, interact with the video. My clip keeps coming off. Okay. If you react to the video, do 1 entry per reaction on your mobile devices. You can get a lot more sassy with those. My computer is not sassy friendly, so I just do a few. Then if you comment on the video, you can use one of the pre-generateds, write your own, whatever. Let the kittens walk across your keyboard. You can then get 5 entries per comment. Then if you share the video, friends, stories, groups, wherever you share, just come back to the video. And you'll get 11 entries per share. Oh, don't say Bubbles, Stacy. That makes me want to do the bit from
That's
Nemo.
so cute.
It makes me want to do the bit.
Don't do the bit.
With the fish and the treasure box. I know you.
We all went
Plenty
there.
of you guys went there. I know you did. You know it's all in your head. You don't have to hear me do it. So, moving on. So after you get yourself all of those entries, they go into the next day's video drawing. So today's winner is determined off of yesterday's interactions. So we will hit start and see who it is.
Chris Lapisto, congratulations. We know you're local, so next time you come in, let us know you have a prize, and we will get it from the cabinet. If you can't make it in, next time you make a purchase, let us know in the notes that you have a prize, and we will include it in your pretty pink package when we send it with our handy mail carrier, who is super nice. Knits That Fit kit, if you guys don't have one, they are awesome. Put your stitches on it much quicker than waste yarn and a tapestry needle so you can try on your sweater in progress. And then, because you were so clever, you get a treat of a caramel. Yeah. And then you put your stitches back on the needle, and then you can have another caramel because you did the whole thing.
When do you eat your third caramel?
Anytime you feel like.
Okay.
And
It's your emotional support caramel.
yeah, there's all the colors that we have available. And a cute little unicorn pen peeking in the window there. Blurry. There we go.
Alright, let me get my link here. I'm almost ready.
And one last chocolate bar that really wants to go home with someone. This stuff is so good. Not normally a dark chocolate person, but I really like those.
They're very smooth.
Yeah.
Dark chocolate normally has that very harsh edge. That's the reason why you like some coffee with your cream. They both have that like acidity level going on, which is not something that everybody loves. I've learned to like it.
These are really good.
But yeah, smooth chocolate, always better. Always better. Good morning. Okay. So, we got in, I think we were all super excited about the new palette because we all picked colors out of it. But we got in 6 new colors for our new yarn line Linen Whisper, which you can only get at Knitique. I'm going to start with Susan's favorite so she's not giving me looks the whole video. We have this beautiful soft lavender color called Wisteria, or number 39. This one is 137 yards per skein of DK weight, 100% linen, so nothing else in it. Linen, if you've never knit with linen, people always think, oh, starchy, stiff, meh. It gets softer and softer the more you use it, the more you wear it. You can put it in the dryer on fluff, like no heat, and just let it toss around in there and speed up the softening process. But it gets so nice the more you work with it. And this one is not icky on your hands. I know Susan can vouch for that because she was so watching last night.
It's like, the more fabric you create, it just feels like butter. When you first start, it takes a minute.
A couple rows.
Yeah, it takes a minute to get used to it, but the more I knit with it on my first project, I'm like, it's not squishy like butter, but it's somehow soft.
It's smooth.
Yeah.
It's very, very smooth. You can kind of see, like, there's not, like, some linens you end up seeing all these little spiky bits sticking out of it. There's no spiky bits.
No, I don't know what they do to this, but it's awesome.
I don't know. Micro shave it? That's what I can picture in my head, is it goes through some sort of little shaver that just goes zzz and takes all the spiky bits off. I have no idea.
Eileen, you crack me up. Yes.
See, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, excuse me while I correct her on her statement. So I know this is one of the colors that Susan is using in her project. I'm just going to show your palette first.
Okay.
I don't know what Karen's picked out yet. I think she's picking it tomorrow. So
yeah.
And she hasn't been here this week to pick.
What's the number?
39 Wisteria. Just get bunches, because I've got lots of great patterns linked for you this morning. Some tops, some accessories, a cute little girl dress. All right, then we have 27 Dove, which is this beautiful silver, kind of slightly blue leaning silver gray. And then 35 Thunder, which is a gorgeous charcoal.
Song going through my head.
Stop it. So this is actually the color palette that Susan's using. She's doing a really cute top that has color blocks. So it'll have lavender at the top, then it'll be gray, then it'll be lavender, and then charcoal at the bottom. So you've got your darkest color at the bottom. If I remembered what the name of the pattern was, I'd have linked it, but I didn't have it handy.
I can't pull it out of my head right now.
All I can picture is that little TK on the corner of the pattern.
Right.
That's
it's
the
designer,
knitting, not.
The Knitting Me is the designer. I want to say it's not two-way. It's not. It's a short, like 3-word name. She's looking for it, folks.
I'm gonna try. I'm like, there needs to be a category called recently viewed.
Pattern history, because I printed it yesterday. We're still looking.
There's so much in here because I
should be
got
near
links.
the.
I got links ready this morning.
Did you pass it? No. Keep going.
Maybe you weren't logged in as us, because
I almost never changed this. Maybe I did do it from mine, but it's in our library. That's the easier way to do it.
Now you tell me.
I know. While she's looking at that, I'm going to show this one that would work perfectly well with these. That is Cottontail, which is a very, very creamy white. It's more white than ecru, but it's not bleach white.
There we go.
She found it.
So she's going to have lavender, silver, lavender, charcoal. I really like this like little saddle shoulder detail at the top. It's going to make it fit really nicely also.
You do have to swatch in the round, so that's where I am right now.
So that is the Straightforward top by Bettina Winco. Let me show you guys a couple other fun projects that I found this morning. I've actually knit this one.
Yeah,
it's technically for fingering weight yarn, but the gauge is exactly what you'd want to use with Linen Whisper. It's this really fun, this one's not even a good picture, there we go. Short rows in stockinette, and short rows where you don't have to worry about wrap and turns, yada yada, because it's going to land where then when you do this mesh lace on top, it's going to take care of hiding all those holes because it's right next to a bunch of holes. So you've got a stockinette triangle and a lace triangle, so you can kind of see the direction of the fabric changes in this one because they did a variegated. But what inspired me this morning was this project, because you could do multiple colors in the top or just do 2 colors and do 1 color for this wedge and 1 color for the mesh lace, and I think that'd be really pretty. It's a very, very easy short row shawl. Like, if short rows scare you, knit Pinkerton.
Definitely a good one to start with. Because when you go back to do the second triangle, you have light stitches, so you don't even pick up anything.
Yeah, exactly. Then we have this Liaison tee, which has this cute triangle mesh lace pattern down the front.
Well, that's cute. They're little sideways diamonds, like watermelon slices, sort of.
Yeah, or like they kind of reminded me of like the tears of like a fountain, how then it would like, you know, the bowls, you know?
Yep.
But just a simple kind of boxy shaped tank. You could definitely make the armholes a little shallower if you don't want undergarments to show. I mean, hers is just difference in the height of shirts. But still, I'd probably make it a little shallower. But what I like is that we have a size range from 32 to 64, so they were pretty good about covering all the bases.
It'd be cute if you only did just
like the top one?
Yeah, and then stockinette for the rest.
Oh yeah, that'd be cute.
Even with the top under, that's more than I want. More holes than I want, but I like it at just the top.
Yeah, so you could make it more modest, basically, by only doing that triangle, and then the rest of this is solid. That'd be an easy modification. All right, one more. The Medano Beach bag would be super cute out of your two favorite colors because it's just stockinette stripes, and I love the little tie on the shoulder.
Adjustable strap.
Right? So as your strap, because if you knit a market bag, eventually the strap's going to stretch out, so as it stretches out, you just tie it up tighter. I'd still probably start off shorter than they did just because I know it's going to stretch out, so I'd probably go about 4 inches less than they say on these straps so that it can stretch longer before you have to worry about it. But this is a really fun construction because you like knit across here and then pick up all the way around and then keep going in the rounds and then just do a handle and a handle. And you can play with your stripe sequence. Like, where's this one? You can change up your stripes. Do the bottom a different color. I thought I saw another one where they did like a color block at the top. Where'd that go? I'm imagining it. Oh, here it is. See, they even did like a little 1x1 color work on there, so you can totally play with the stripes if you start getting bored of knit 2 rows A, knit 2 rows B. Just modify it. It's a bag. And the pattern's free, so more money for yarn. One can never complain about more money for yarn. Nope, that one was knit, Eileen. I have not shown anything crochet yet. Okay, here's the color I picked because I love Happy Yellow, and this is Sunshine number 29.
Eileen, that bag was knit, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that was the one you answered?
Yep. That's okay. We can answer it twice.
Yeah, delay on the phone. It's weird.
Oh, gotta love technology. So this is Sunshine Yellow, which is this beautiful kind of lemony colorway. After I show you a couple more colors, I'll show you guys what I'm doing out of it because I have to pull that up. Then this is the last of the new colors. This is color 15 Walnut, which is a beautiful, like, high quality milk chocolate brown. None of that grocery store chocolate. This is the good stuff. And then next in the colors, we have this gorgeous tan, number 7 Camel. You know I want to, like, fix this.
Yeah, sorry, I messed with your...
Well, no, I think I had them in that order, but I'm like, you know, I can't stand it.
Yeah.
It was driving me nuts. So then one more in the kind of neutral tones. You guys saw this in the grand prize, color 1 Fawn, which is the really soft sand color. I mean, look, if you wanted like a ombre palette.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Get the 3 browns and the cream and then the 2 grays, and you've got a really pretty blend. And you've just got these 2 beauties hanging out on the side because they don't fit in the ombre. But then this one is what I'm going to do with that beautiful Sunshine Yellow, the drop loop top, which is a really easy stockinette stitch tank that then at the end you drop stitches and let them run. So this is a top that is a little bit like a magic trick because you're going to knit it and be like, there's no way on earth this is going to fit me because it is the size around of a third of me. And then you drop all those stitches and bam, it's magically the right size. this is why we swatch, because we want our tops to fit. Or we don't swatch, and then Anna ends up with your sweater, which is...
She's giving me a look because I considered that last night while I was swatching. I'm like, I could just start, and then Anna would get it. That's not my goal.
And then I said, I'm okay with that.
It's not my goal.
So I am going to make one minor modification to this. You guys can kind of see on the side here how that's really, really low. Like that's 3 to 4 inches. I'm going to make this part longer and then still do this decreased shaping as written, but then this straight part right here, shorter, probably by like 2 inches. I don't need any side windows.
No.
And it's got this nice little stockinette panel on the side, which is going to give it some structure and also kind of be that spot where they can really adjust the sizes to give a good size range. I'm also going to put some maybe like garter stitch on the bottom. I haven't decided what my bottom's going to be yet, but you can see how roly-poly that is. And no thank you.
No.
I want it to lay flat, so I'm going to put some sort of edging on the bottom. I thought about maybe when I'm all done just going back and adding an I-cord bind off across the bottom.
Yeah, that would work.
Because that would give it a nice sturdy edge. And this one has lots of sizes too, from, well, they did it in centimeters, but from an 82 to 115. I think I was right here when I did the math. You just use Google for that. Then other options, if you want something nice and lightweight and lacy and perfect for the summer, we have this mesh lace triangle shawl. You can do it with or without fringe, so if you're not a fringe person, you just don't do it. And this one is actually crochet.
Nice.
Let me go in the projects and see if they're, here we go. It's basically just your most simple filet crochet with little increases on the edge, which it's all just chains and double crochets. So very, very easy to make. If you're starting out as a crocheter or just need a therapy project, Sweet November would be perfect. Then we have Forest Walk. This one's great if you can't decide between 2 colors.
That's pretty.
I thought this one was crochet at first because of the texture, but it's knit. You can kind of see the little V's. These are all V's. But it's got yarn over knit 2 together eyelet rows with the contrast color for garter rows in between, which is what really is giving it that tricky look. Plus this really fun border at the end, which I'm guessing they have you like bind off, knit 2, bind off, knit 2, and then you come back and then cast on, knit 2, cast on, knit 2, and then rebind off everything to make this like, it looks like a little chain on the edge, but it's not. This person decided that's too much work, and they just did a regular bind off, so you can see, you can modify it and be like, no, not doing it.
I think I'd either do nothing or I would actually do a crochet edging.
Yeah. But look, it's basically like
cute.
Giant wingspan stair steps. Hitchhiker, that's the one I wanted. It's like Hitchhiker stair steps, but much, much bigger.
Giant stair steps.
Yep. And that one has 3 sizes. Size 8 needles, so it's going to be a fast knit. And they break it down to where it's like the large one is only going to be 3 skeins of your main color. So really not crazy amounts of yardage for this nice big shawl, because it's 75 inches long for the large. Alright, I've got more colors, because you know we want to keep all the colors of this fabulous yarn in stock for you guys. We have the kind of beachy colors, 41 Dewdrop, which is kind of a seafoam green. Then we have that gorgeous muted teal, 31 Sage.
Love those.
The neutrals over here just to make us some room. See how you've been tucking them all pretty, and I'm like, Flags! Flags everywhere!
Driving me nuts.
Sorry. Then we have 33 Waterfall, which is this beautiful denim blue.
Organizing colors.
I know, I'm trying to decide where these two are going to go. That's the, they kind of go over there, but they kind of go right here.
Oh, I was going to put them here.
They kind of go everywhere, so I'll just save those two for last.
Okay. They kind of fit everywhere.
Right? But I've got a few more projects as well.
Like these three together.
I really like this tee. The pin tuck t-shirt. I could see Karen doing this one.
Yeah.
It won't let me zoom, which is annoying. But I'll go in projects because somebody will have a close-up. Well, she did it without buttons. That's cute.
I like that.
So then it's just a little more open, but you've got like this little ribbed detail at the top, stockinette everywhere else. Ah, that one will let me zoom. There we go. So you can kind of see it's like one knit and then probably 4 or 5 purls to give that little texture detail. But I like it with or without buttons. Like, I think it's cute either way. But this one, really nice, has size range from 29 to 53. And the pattern is free, so again, more money for yarn. Then we have the Bandcamp pullover, which of course I cracked up a little bit at the name because, you know, I'm dating myself here. But it's got this beautiful 2-color stripe sequence. They did it at the top and bottom. I'd probably only do it at the top because I think this would make me look shorter. But it's really cute. It's got little eyelets between each stripe, so you get little textured stripes as well. Oh, that's a good spot where you can see the detail. It kind of looks like one of those where you like knit 2 together, don't take it off, knit in the same stitch again, because it's too tiny to be yarn overs.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I just really like the 2-colorness of it. But yeah, I'd probably leave out all these stripes and just do it just the texture so that it's just fancy at the top.
I think she is tall.
Yeah, she looks like she's tall, so that works for her. I am not tall. And this one has 29 3/4 to 53 3/4. And at a gauge of 18 stitches and 4 inches, you know it's going to be a fast top to knit. It'd be really cute to make it short sleeve too. Like just
Oh yeah, that would be cute.
Skip this eyelet row here, do an inch of ribbing, done. Alright, one more, and then I'll show you guys the rest of the colors, and then a few more patterns. Okay, here's the cute little girl dress. This is Meredith. The one that drew me in actually was this person's project, because modeled is always better. But it's got this beautiful, whoa, hello, come back. I guess I can't zoom. Beautiful leaf lace design at the top, and then kind of that little peplum increase, and then knit, 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 and then they look like little flowers down here at the bottom. Oh, here's a good close-up of the top. But it's just so cute. Little buttons up the back. I love that she actually looks thrilled to wear her little dress. You know, sometimes we put our children in their nice things and then they cry. But that was a happy little girl. And this one has from a 9-month size to a 7-year-old size. So however old your little girl is, you can still put them in an adorable dress. Unless they're not a little girl anymore. That's a whole nother story. Those darn kids keep growing up. Please leave a message. We will call you back.
A little more room here for what's coming up next.
Right? So many good colors. Sharon, you can also knit the little dress, and one of your grown ones will eventually either give you one or they'll be talking about how, oh, my friend's having a little girl, and I really don't know what to get her, and you'd be like, I made this dress. All right, then we have the Pinks family coming up. We have 37 Berry, which is kind of that like deep orchid pink. Then we have color 21 Rose Hip, which is that softer blush pink. Telling you, Sharon, if you knit baby stuff, babies show up. I mean, not necessarily to you, but around you. Somebody will inevitably mention, I learned this with, how many years have we taught the Learn to Knit baby fruit cap hat? And so many people with the Learn to Knit class are like, I don't want to knit a baby hat. I don't have any babies to knit for. Trust me, you'll find a baby. And I've never had anybody come back and tell me I was wrong.
This is true. You always find someone to gift it to.
Somebody will have a baby as soon as you knit a baby thing. So just knit it because it's cute. Then we have this gorgeous coral, number 11 Melon. And then we have, getting back to a little more neutral, we have, sorry, this one's going to mess us up a little bit. The tag's backwards. Number 5 Moss, this beautiful olive green. And last but not least, the sagey green, number 3 Lichen. I'm liking it a lot. Couldn't help myself. So that is the full, amazing palette of Linen Whisper. So if you've joined us late, 137 yards of DK weight yarn, 100% linen. Oh, Danielle said she's knitting a sweater out of melon and one out of moss. I knew melon, knew moss. I didn't know melon. That must be new. Yeah. Because moss is her lemon spritz, I believe.
Yes.
All right, I've got a few more projects because the Ravelry rabbit hole had me good this morning. This one's still on my to knit list. It's been on my to knit list for a long time. So I'm surprised I didn't pick this for the linen, but I can pick another one because there's, like, that melon kind of calls to me too. This is the Linum Tee, which has this mesh lace at the top. And it's not actually lace. It's like fisherman's rib, but because it's knit loosely, it has a lacy look. And I love that it's asymmetric on the front. So you have this cute little line of movement.
That's fun. And
then knit, knit, knit everywhere else, which makes this a project that you can do by hand or machine. And this has sizes from 38 to 63 1/4. But even though they said fingering weight yarn, 19 stitches and 4 inches means it'll still be fabulous on this wonderful DK weight. So sometimes you can ignore this. When in doubt, ask a Knitique girl.
And swatch.
Yeah, that too. Then we have this kind of oldie but a goodie because this was originally designed out of Firefly. This is the Nova cardigan, but look at the back.
That's pretty.
I'm like, it's all about the back on this one. I could make it short sleeved if I didn't feel like doing a long sleeved one. I really like this seed stitch collar too. And this slow taper, like waterfall front that you've got going on in the front. And that one has from a 35.5 to a 58. Yeah, May 2013.
Wow.
It's been around the block for a minute. All right, if you like stripes, Karen, this $5 in Paris would be super cute and really fun to play with on your colors. You can stick with the 2-color blocks. You can do, like, this person added little 2-row stripes on either side of the color blocks. You can do multiple colors if you want. Like, you could make this one color for where the gray is, and then where the teal is, a whole bunch of different colors. So that way, if you're like, I'm torn between all the colors, you could totally do it. It's a free pattern and has sizes from a 25.5 to a 36. She measures around the waist, which I think is interesting. I'd want to look at the schematic and make sure that I pick the size that I like the way it's going to fit around everywhere else too, not just my waist. And then last but not least, this really fun one for the crocheters, the Sunday shawl. It's one main color for the body and then lots of contrast colors for the edging. I saw this one this morning and was like, oh yeah, that'd be great for the linen. Because we could almost put together that palette, like on maybe this one for the green, brown, this one. We don't have the orange, but the coral. So it's like that would be your palette. I was like, oh yeah, we basically have that color combo, so that's perfect. Oh, Sharon liked the cardigan too, right? See, I told you I'd have a project for everyone. All right, so we have a class to get ready for here shortly, so I'm going to move on to what are we wearing. I am wearing the Purless shawl, which is perfect for this yarn, because this pattern has instructions for fingering the bulky. And it's just this really easy triangle shawl that is all knit for the body. And then what's fun, I want to do this where you can see both sides of the lace. The lace looks like it has a knit side and a purl side, but there is not a single purl in this pattern, thus the name of the pattern being Purless. It's just a trick in how she did the yarn over two together lace that it gives it that reversible look. And then you can kind of see it gets a little wider down here on this edge, so there's a short row section at the end to lengthen the points out so that it ties a little more easily as a shawl, because otherwise it's almost a little too snub-nosed at the end. So this builds out a little point to make it tie easier.
I forgot to bring my project out.
Well, all right. Susan's not wearing anything knit. Can you just clarify that? Well, let me just restyle this with my fabulous scarf cuff, because accessories are also important. I like to, on the really thin ones, just do different things. Like you can tie it and then put your scarf cuff around the knot just to add a little knitting jewelry to it. Oops, I missed. I apparently can't line up a snap without looking. There we go. Then you can just kind of wedge the knot underneath it a little bit and just add a little character to your tie. So lots of different ways to use the scarf cuffs, not just only for holding it down. Okay, you guys, let's see. Have I missed any questions before I go get ready for class? Doesn't look like it. So, in that case, we'll go start pulling your orders for your fabulous new linen projects and get ready to open here in a little over 10 minutes and start our It's All in the Lace Cowl class here shortly as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.